Lesson 3-1, writing expressions and equations. So, first of all, let's talk about the difference between expressions and equations. An equation has to have what? Does anybody know what makes an equation an equation? What can you see partially in that word that might make you realize what it is? Kyra? Absolutely. So for an equation, you have to have an equal sign. When it's an expression, it's a combination of math symbols and operations and numbers and maybe variables, but there's no equal sign. But for sure, the equation has to have an equal sign. You're going to write both. You're going to end up writing both. Okay, now there is a table that has lots of different words that represent the 4 math operations. So we're going to look at the 4 different operations. It looks like in the top left, all of these represent addition. So for addition, we have the expression x plus 9. They use the words more than, the sum of, plain old plus, increased by, and the total of x and 9. All of those things, all of those words using 9 and a number gets you the expression x plus 9. So more than, sum, plus, increased by, total would all imply addition. All right, subtraction. For subtraction would be just the opposite. So you could just say subtraction or subtract. Minus, less than, decreased by, and the difference. I also want to add one. So all of those imply h minus 4. So I want you to see this. 4 less than a number. 4 less than a number is h minus 4. So for subtraction, 4 less than a number. So think about this, and I don't want anybody to say this out loud. I want you to think how old you are, and then I want you to think somebody that's 4 years less than you. 4 years less than you. Think about how you would find out how old they are. Would you take your age minus 4 or 4 minus your age? Ben? Your age minus 4. So 4 less than, when it has than, that 4 gets pulled at the end. That's why it's h minus 4. But I want you to add this. If it said 4 less a number, there's no word than with it. If it says 4 less a number, that means something different. It would be like writing 4 minus h. If it does not have the word than, it's like saying just minus. Less became just like minus, and you put it in the order that it comes in. If it's less than, then you pull it from behind, like somebody's age, for less than you. All right, multiplication and division, there definitely is not as many words. So the first one, when we look at multiply, 6 multiplied by g, 6 times a number, the product of g and 6, or 6 and g. Now, when you're doing addition and multiplication, can't you do those problems in either order and get the same answer? Right? You can say 4 plus 5, it's the same as 5 plus 4. What about subtraction? Is that the same in either order? No. So if it's subtraction, you've got to write it exactly the way that it says. Same way with division. So basically, addition and multiplication are commutative. We studied that already when we were studying properties. You can multiply and add in either order. Not so much true from subtraction and division. So this last section is division. And notice it's not a lot of variety. A number divided by 5, the quotient, or just plain old divide. This table shows equations, okay? Equations, that means what would represent the equal sign. So it looks like is equal to, they've used is equal to again, or just plain old equals. Sometimes it might say the same as, you might want to add that. All of those are going to make you write an equation. So the equation they gave us is 3n minus 60 equals 59. So notice, when I go back and look at these, 60 less than 3 times the amount is 59. The is makes you realize it is an equation. 3 times the amount less 60 is equal to 59. So those are some ways that you're going to have an equation versus just writing an expression. All right, our job today is to take the words and translate them into algebraic expressions. And it's called algebraic expressions because there's variables and then the math operations and numbers. So let's try this. Let's do the odd exercises. So let's try number 1. 7 less than m. 7 less than m. Who wants to try that? 7 less than m. Josh, what do you think? No, it's that less than. Think about what happens when somebody's 7 years less than you. Do you take 7 minus your age or your age minus 7?
7 minus.
Your age minus 7. So Josh, 7 less than m. What do you think that's going to be? M minus 7. Number 3, the total of 5 and c. The total of 5 and c, Natalie? 5 plus c. Number 5, n divided by 2. N divided by 2. Tevin?
2 divided by n.
No, it says n divided by 2. N divided by 2. How can I write that if it's n divided by 2? I don't want to switch it around because division, you can't do it in either order. This says n divided by 2. So how can I write that? What's a way to write divided by? Do you have those written there? What do they have in that box? How does division look in that box at the top of the page? What's it look like? We'll go back up there. Hold on a minute. Right here. What's their division look like?
Oh. The number and then like.
What's that? Well, how would you read that? Just read that to me.
T divided by 5.
That's t divided by 5. It's just written like a fraction, sort of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we going to do down here for number 5 then? We'll go back to where we were. N divided by 2. What's that going to look like?
Same way it did up there.
Yeah, so you would say, Tevin,
Slash.
n over 2. You could say n over 2, and that would be it. All right, let's look at these. Now they say write each sentence as an algebraic equation. Number 7, a number increased by 7 is 11. While we don't know what the number is, this is where you're going to pick a variable. If they don't give you a variable, you have to pick one. A number increased by 7 is 11. So I'm going to say n plus 7 equals 11. So n is the number, increased by is plus, is equal. So n plus 7 is 11. All right, number 9. Twice as many points as Bob would be 18 points. What's the part we don't know there? What don't we know in that problem? Twice as many points as Bob. Gracie, what don't we know? We don't know how many points Bob has, so pick a variable for that. Pick any letter you want for the number of points Bob has. B for Bob. What's twice mean? Times 2. So 2 times Bob. What do you think would be is? Well, what symbol would I use for would be? Equals and then 18. So 2b equals 18. Last but not least, number 11. 3 more than 8 times as many trees is 75 trees. The part that we don't know is right here, how many trees. I'm going to say M. I don't usually like to say T because sometimes it looks like a plus sign. So I'm going to say M. What would, and I'm making a mess of the M. So 3 more than. What does more than mean? What's it mean? Plus. So 3 plus 8 times, well, that's going to be 8 times 8m. And for is, what do we write? What do you put in place of is? Gracie? Equal sign 75. So we would write our final answer, 3 plus 8m equals 75. So we'll need some practice at this. It takes a little bit to get it all figured out. Make sure you have that chart with you so you know what words imply and what operation it is. Make sure you know expression. There's no equal sign. Equation, there has to be an equal sign. And then just try to take the words and maybe go step by step and put down what you know each word means. If they say a number or something and you don't know what it is, you have to pick a variable for it, and you can use any letter you want.